1. I had 4 opinions from 4 leading surgeons in Southern California. 2 were from Scripps and 2 were from JFK in Palm Springs. They told me if I didn't have the surgery, I'd probably never walk again. 2. I decided against the surgery and I just thought, hell, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not doing anything. I'm laying face down. And there's an intelligence that lives within each and every one of us. That's giving us life. 3. And that intelligence is consciousness. And consciousness is awareness. And awareness is paying attention. So I thought, I better start paying attention to it. 4. I said, let me see if I could connect with it. If I could connect with it and give it a plan, a template, a design. 5. When I was happy with that design and I was completely present, I would surrender my creation to this greater mind. Because I certainly couldn't do the healing, but it knew how to heal. 6. I thought, am I gonna live in a wheelchair? Should I sell my home? Should I sell my practice? And I became aware that I kept focusing on what I didn't want to have happen, instead of what I do want to have happen. 7. I realized that when you're under stress or some type of trauma, that the hormones of stress cause us to always focus on the worst case scenario. That's what survival is about. 8. After 6.5 weeks, I started getting on top of it. And it took me about 3 hours every day in those first 6.5 weeks to get through it. And I was never satisfied. But at about 6.5 weeks, I felt like I hit a tennis ball right in the sweet spot. I went through the whole thing. I never lost my focus, because if I lost my focus, I would have to start all over again. 9. When I went through that process and I made it through, something clicked. And all of a sudden it got easier. And my body started to respond to my mind. Pain levels dropped. My neurological condition changed. I felt like I had more energy. What took me 3 or 4 hours to do I was doing in 45 minutes. 10. And all of a sudden my body started healing. So I was back on my feet in 10.5 weeks. I was back in my life at 12 weeks. The doctors were absolutely clear that I would never walk again. 11. So, when I went back to see one of the doctors, who was the medical director at Scripps Hospital in San Diego, he was blown away. 12. During that time, I made a deal with myself that if I was ever able to walk again, I'd spend the rest of my life studying the mind-body connection and mind over matter. And I've been doing that since 1986.